What's going on, everyone? LA Sports back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be doing a New York Giants long-term video and sort of what to expect moving forward long-term and what to expect with Daniel Jones long-term. Will he be with the New York Giants? And has he done enough to prove that he is or can be the New York Giants franchise quarterback? And I think he is. We're going to start off right there. I think he is. I think Daniel Jones has done enough to prove that he can be a starting quarterback. And Andrew Thomas is our franchise left tackle. And right there, the New York Giants are going to have arguably two of the biggest positions in all of football locked in for their long-term future. Their franchise left tackle and their franchise quarterback. Both this season have been very, very good. Of course, when they could stay healthy, because both of them had, at some point missed some time with an injury, whether it's part of a game or, Andrew Thomas, who's right now on the IR. So right there, I think the New York Giants are in very good hands. And I want Daniel Jones to be the franchise quarterback. Same with Andrew Thomas at left tackle. And I think both in the end will be the franchise Giants quarterback and left tackle. So that is very, very good there. As for the running back, Saquon Barkley, this is one of those difficult things. I want the guy to succeed. I want him to be our franchise running back. I want to be able to give him, whatever it is, $15, $16, $17, $18 million per year to be the franchise running back of the New York Giants. The guy just can't stay healthy. When he's on the field, he's at all times the most talented player and one of the best, but he just cannot stay on the field. And I have a feeling with Barkley it's going to come down to if he, when he's healthy, if he can stay up to the way he played at his best points of his career so far, and as well as who is going to be the man in charge for the Giants. I think we all know it's not going to be Dave Gedelman. As for Dave Gedelman, I'm going to have a video up on him and who I think his replacement will be, both in-house and outside of house, about the potential candidates and why I think goes along with that. But that's a huge factor. I don't think he'll be back. I don't think any Giant fan really thinks he'll be back, nor do I think any will want him to be back. I tried to stick up for Gedelman. I tried throughout the offseason to support him. But, it's just not working out. And how long can you give a guy? So I think he ends up, not being back. But although I do think Joe Judge will return, and I would like that to happen. As bad as Judge has been this year, I think he is still a good head coach. The guy just hasn't had his pieces. His team couldn't stay healthy. That's not his fault. So I hope Judge is back, but I think, and I ultimately do think he will be back. But some other players to look out for. I think we know, really who the lock-in guys are. For our long-term plans. Kadarius Toney, Andrew Thomas. I would say Daniel Jones at this point. At least for next year, Jones will be a Giant. But if I had to lean on, franchise quarterback, I would probably say yes. But Kadarius Toney, Andrew Thomas, potentially Daniel Jones, Xavier McKinney. Those are guys that, Azeez Ojulari, those are guys that are locks to be here for the long-term future. A guy like Jabril Peppers really is interesting to me. Has he played his final game as a New York Giant? I certainly hope not. I really like Jabril Peppers, but money-wise, it's going to be difficult to keep him. So, he's kind of... I have a feeling he might have played his last game as a Giant. Leonard Williams, I think he'll be back, and part of the long term. Same with Kenny Golladay. Those guys, we have a lot of money committed to those guys. James Bradberry, I think the guy's still a terrific cornerback, and if he could just play to the way he did last year, he's one of the best in the league. So I like Bradberry, but there's a few guys, And ultimately, I think for the New York Giants, the most important pieces, I think we kind of know what we have. Andrew Thomas, we know what we have there. I feel like we know what we have with Daniel Jones. The one main question mark for me, I think, is Saquon Barkley. And I hope he's a New York Giant for the rest of his life. But what will happen is yet to be determined. Overall, though, guys, there's a lot of players on this New York Giants team that, have stuff up in the air for them. Ultimately, hopefully, a lot of this team can stay intact. I really like this team, and I have a feeling that they will keep this team together for at least next year. I think a lot of these pieces to this team will be back next season. Obviously, outside of Evan Ingram, Jabril Peppers, I think those guys have a good shot of not being back. But the real core guys, I feel like, will be back for at least one more season with the Giants, so they can kind of run it back as a healthy team and see what's going on there. So I think that's interesting. I think that's going to happen. I hope it happens, and I hope that they're able to succeed, and the Giants can go along with their plans that we originally had. Patch up a couple of pieces on the offensive line. Draft a good edge guy. They can kind of pair up with Zizo Ujulari and the rest of that D-line. So we'll see, what the Giants elect to do. I think Dave Gedelman is the clear piece that ends up going out. I think that makes sense. I have a video up on who I think could replace him. But ultimately, guys, that's all I got in this video. You guys let me know what you think, though. Who do you think is going to be part of this team's long-term future? Who do you think is going to be the one to leave or get traded? You guys let me know what you think. And as always, obviously, let me know what you think on your side. Let me know what you think about what I had to say. And as always, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I really appreciate everyone's support. Giants got a huge game coming up on Monday night in KC against the Chiefs. So stay tuned for the pregame video there. Stay tuned for all my content moving forward. I appreciate all the support. We'll see you guys all in the next video. Let's go, Giants.